People desperate for their tax returns. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. I've got my morning coffee, and I thought we'd have a look at this article from the ABC because it's discussing what happened yesterday. First day of the new financial year, and the ATO website crashed. I had a few viewers who sent me screenshots, images, where they couldn't get access to it. And then it started appearing in the media. Now, what does this tell us? That our government-funded tax office just doesn't have the infrastructure in place? Or maybe people are desperate for their tax refunds, or they want to make sure they get their super money straight away, as quick as they can. They want to get that withdrawal in. What does that tell us about consumer confidence and confidence in the next financial year? How many people rush to get their tax returns in on the first day of the financial year? I can't imagine there would be a huge rush of people unless there's an incentive to do it. Let me know in the comments, guys. Are you one of these people that gets it in right on the day, or do you kind of wait it out a little bit more? The Australian Tax Office lodgement website crashes due to high traffic volume on first day of financial year. I mean, there you go. We're currently experiencing a high volume of traffic. We apologise for the inconvenience. We understand significant numbers of people are trying to access our online services. We are proactively managing our online traffic so that systems continue to be available. Thank you for your patience at this time. So, it crashed. It crashed. In some regards, I think this is a little concerning. I mean, people need their money. People need their money. If you're in trouble, if you've had a bad year, if you've, all of a sudden, your income's dropped, so you've overpaid a whole lot of tax at the beginning of the year, you're going to get a return. They'll want that money. They'll need it to stash aside, to build up a cash reserve. It's funny how we never get interest on the overpayments we make to the department. The website for the ATO has crashed due to high demand on the first day of the financial year. I think it was in the first 15 minutes. They're apologising for their inconvenience. They're proactively managing the traffic. It appears only the page where returns are lodged is out of operation, with other pages on the ATO's website still running as normal. The ATO asked those hoping to lodge their returns to try again later, as it worked to resolve the issue. We're investigating this as a priority, and our technicians are working to resolve the issue, an ATO spokesperson said. In mid-June, the ATO advised that 14 million Australians set to lodge their returns to wait until the end of July in order to minimise errors. Yeah, that's what they're claiming. I think they're worried they're worried this would happen, a mass exodus. Maybe telling people to wait is what caused everyone to pile on. They're worried. They're worried. People are in trouble. People have no cash reserves. Maybe their cash reserve, their bonus that they see this as a bonus. This is people overpaying their tax and getting it back. They're taking more money from you than they actually should. It's not a gift from the department. This is the thing with pay-as-you-go. It's quite insidious. People don't realize how much tax they're paying. Their employers do. And then people think they get a gift from the tax department at the end of the year. It's ludicrous. It really is. We need to get rid of it and force people to pay their own taxes. What'll happen then? How many government programs will need to be cut then because people won't be so happy? You don't really appreciate it until you actually transfer the money out of your bank account and just send it to the department. Just send it there. Your hard-earned money. A lot of workers have never experienced that. That's one way to shift the Overton window, a month of making people pay their own bloody taxes. Or do what businesses do, pay the taxes in advance, on previous income. Particularly when times have gotten tougher, it's just insane, it really is. Claims for super are also adding to demand, the ATO. More people are jumping, they want their super. It's their money. The spokesperson said the higher demand for their services could be in part due to people applying for an early release of their superannuation. The federal government announced earlier this year that Australians could access their super as a way of easing financial stress due to the pandemic. We are aware that people trying to lodge their tax return or an application for an early release of super are currently experiencing issues with our system, the ATO said. The arrival of the 2021 financial year has also brought with it hopes of further financial relief for some. A new method of calculating tax deductions associated with working from home has been introduced in light of the changes to people's working lives since March. People will be able to claim 80 cents per hour for all their running expenses rather than needing to calculate cost for specific running expenses. Okay. Wow. That's crazy. Last week, the ATO said rental property owners that have had their mortgage repayments deferred due to the pandemic could still claim the interest on their tax bills. Well, of course, they're still incurring the interest. It's not the interest doesn't go away, they're still incurring it. Airbnb owners who have suffered losses throughout the pandemic will also be able to claim deductions provided the property is still genuinely available for rent. But the ATO said those that have been awarded insurance payout for loss of rental income due to the pandemic, bushfires or floods will still be taxed on it. Of course, they got to get their slice of the pie. They've got to get their slice of the pie. Well, we'll look at another video today with articles discussing potentially increasing GST. That's just what you want, doesn't it? When we're entering a recession, cost of living is starting to go up. Rachel went shopping yesterday. She did a monthly shop, and everything's gone up, she's saying. It's gotten more expensive. It's gotten more expensive. You really notice it when you only shop once a month. You do. So the crash follows previous issues with demand for MyGov. This is far from the first time the government side has buckled under pressure. In late March, thousands of Australians sought out Centrelink for support as businesses shut down, causing the MyGov website to temporarily fall over. Government Services Minister Stuart Robert initially blamed the crash on a distributed DDoS, denial of service cyber hack. Well, yeah, because it would have looked exactly the same. You would have had hundreds of thousands of people simultaneously trying to access the website. That's exactly what a distributed denial of service attack is. What does that tell you? Just so many people are living hand to mouth. So many people needed to get this. You know, it's a bit. Once you have a bit of a reserve, even $1,000 just set aside for emergency things, then you start building up a reserve, and you can say, you know what? No, I'll wait. I can wait a week. I can wait a fortnight. Just the level of stress that removes from your life is a big step. It's a big step. You know, sometimes having less stuff around, but having less stress, I think that's a pretty good price to pay. A pretty good payoff. I wonder if we'd have so many people suffering all the rise in mental health issues if people weren't in so much debt. More than 55,000 Australians were trying to access the site at the same time, as well as the issues we had with the denial of service attack, he said. But he later pulled back on the claim in Parliament and said the flood of people trying to access the site had triggered alarms which are activated when there is a DDoS attack. In a DDoS attack, hackers flood a website with users so that the site becomes overloaded, which is what was being used to bring down the census website in 2016. So there we have it, everyone. The ATO's website crashed or was flooded on the first day of the new financial year. What message do you think, what takeaway do you think we should read into this? Are people just so proud of their nation that they want to get their taxes done early? You know, want to get it done, have it all sorted, all organized? Or are people desperate? Do they need their refund? Do they need their super money? And what does that tell us about consumer confidence moving forward? I think this is a real barometer of consumer confidence right here. I mean, it's taxes, guys. Who wants to do this stuff? It's a nightmare. It's bureaucratic paperwork and pain in the ass. It's painful to do. Every time I have to do my best, that's when I become an anarchist. Every day. Every day. You bring me up, I'll go completely off the rails. I hate doing it. With an utter passion. And it's so just convoluted. The whole process it's designed to make it difficult, convoluted, complex, and screw the little guy over. You know, we don't all have the advantage of having offshore businesses and cross-charging, all these little tricks that the multinationals do. Anyway, let me know what your take on this is. Do you think it's a sign of confidence? Or just foreshadowing this next financial year. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. Interacting with the channel helps us grow. Commenting, liking, sharing. You can support us financially via joining the channel on YouTube or Patreon, or using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, or Independent Reserve. You can buy our merch from HeiseSays. You can see the pocket squares right behind me. You can also support us via Gold Pass from the Perth Mint or PayPal. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.